Hi everybody, it's Beatle Dave, the record collector. I hope you're all well and dandy in the YouTube world, the Beatles world, record collecting world, and the VC, and obviously people on the interweb. Just been to our local sort of like charity shop, which is just down the road from us. Haven't really been in there for a while. Well, I tell a lie, I did go in there a couple of weeks ago, and they did have some records, and there's the usual sort of rubbish sort of things, you know, things that have been used for frisbees and scratched to hell, and not really anything that I was interested in. But today I've been in and I bought, look at a massive bag full of records, and they were cheap, and I mean cheap, really cheap. So if you just bear with us, I will just get them out and then I will show you some of them. Obviously I haven't played or cleaned any of these because I've only just come in. But I couldn't believe what was in there, to be honest. Yes, they're not, you know, they are all going to need cleaning. This was from the Cancer Research UK in Allington, which just, like I said, just down the road from me. So we'll have a look. Like I said, I did have a quick look when I was going through the boxes and stuff, but I didn't really have time to study them. But there's some quite nice things. I bought some rubbish things as well, which I will tell you. The first one is this one, a Madonna 12-inch picture sleeve, Holiday and Think of Me, which is from 1983, I think. I mean, I've never seen this, so I don't know if this is rare or what, but there's actually 2 discs in it. Don't know if there's supposed to be 2 discs or if one's just been put in. So that is the Holiday one. Again, you know, don't get me wrong, they do all need cleaning, and Think of Me. And then this one is Into the Groove. Step into the groove, boy, you've got to prove your love to me. And then on the B side of that, it's Everybody and Shoo-Ba-Doo. Shoo-Ba-Doo. So I don't think that was actually supposed to be in there, was it? But so that's the first one. I haven't had time to research it, so I don't know if it's worth anything or as common as much. But I can't seem to ever recall seeing this in a picture sleeve. It's probably as common as anything. Then I got Rod Stewart, Atlantic Crossing. You're probably saying, Dave, why the hell have you got that? Well, basically because it's got the inner sleeve and everything with it, and it didn't look in too bad a condition. I don't mind a bit of Rod Stewart. Up to like the mid-70s, I think he was okay. He was fantastic when he was the lead singer in The Faces, wasn't he, as well? So, let's have a look. That is side 1 on the Riva label, and then that is side 2. And if you stay to the end, I'll actually tell you what I paid for these. I think, if I've counted it rightly, I got a total of 28 records. Most of them are LPs. There was a few 12-inch singles in it, and there's actually a couple that are double LPs. And I think I've got a bargain. Whether the rubbish or not, I still think I've got a bargain. This is one I bought for Sue, because Sue, when she loves the Wombles, believe it or not. This is a Mark, same singer, sings hits of the Wombles on the MFP label. Again, just a little bit of fun. We always like try and cheer each other up. Sue's been a little bit poorly at the minute, so that was mainly just to cheer her up. Nothing serious, don't get me wrong, she's just a bit under the weather. So that was for Sue. Then I bought Sue this Diana Ross one, which I think is just called Diana Ross. You know, it's got sticker damage there, and it just needs sticking there, but for what I paid for these, it doesn't really matter. But it is on the Motown label. Theme from Mahogany. I thought it a little time. Love Hangover. You're Good, My Child. I've never actually heard of some of these. That is the track listing on the back if you want to freeze it. Again, quite like a little bit of Diana Ross now and again. Then I got this. This is the soundtrack to the feature film Buster. who was one of the great train robbers. Phil Collins starred in the film. The film is actually okay, to be honest. He's quite a good actor, or was quite a good actor. So there is a couple of songs that are written by him or performed by him, and what was the other one? Phil Collins and the Four Tops. And then there's classic tracks by the Hollies, Joey and the Pacemakers, the Searchers, Spencer Davis Group, Dusty Springfield and Sonny and Cher, and there's a little bit of incidental music as well in it. But yeah, a lovely album. The film is fantastic. I mean, you've got stuff on here like Two Hearts, that's Phil Collins. Then you've got Just One Look, the Hollies. You've got I Got You Babe, Sonny and Cher. Keep On Running, Spencer Davis Group. Going Loco in Acapulco, the Four Tops. How Do You Do It, Joey and the Pacemakers. I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself, Dusty Springfield, fantastic song. Sweets for My Sweets, the Searchers. And Groovy Kind of Love, which was Phil Collins. So that is the track list, and there's a little bit of incidental music in it as well. I don't actually know what this is like. I had a quick look. I presume it's actually, that's not too bad condition. Yes, there's some marks on it, and it does need a good clean, don't get me wrong. But then you've got to remember, I got this from a charity shop, or all of these from a charity shop, and I was actually quite amazed at some of the things I found in this charity shop today. In fact, I shouldn't have told you where it is, because if you live in Derby, you're all going to go in there and you've got to get all the bargains, aren't you now? Then I got the Stylistics, fabulous. I've never actually heard of any of the songs on this, to be honest. Because I Love You Girl, Can't Help Falling in Love, Maybe It's Because You're Lonely, You Are, It's So Good, 16 Bars, Baby Don't Change Your Mind, I Will Love You Always, Starving for Love, and You Ought to Be With Me. I'm not quite sure when this is actually from. I presume this is from the 70s. That is a track listing. It's on a bit of a weird label, this though. H&O Records, 1975. It's actually not too bad a condition, this one. I won't get every record out, by the way, because I want to try and make this quite a quick video, because you know I'm into my Formula 1 and the race starts in a bit. Then I got this one, ABBA, Super Trooper. Again, ABBA, I can take them or leave them. I do like some of ABBA's songs, don't get me wrong. Never say I was a fan as such, but I do like the odd song by them. And on this you've got some good songs, haven't you? You've got Super Trooper, you've got The Winner Takes It All, On and On and On, and Eat, Me and I, Happy New Year, Our Last Summer, The Piper, Lay Your Love Over Me, The Way Old Friends Do. And this, I think this is in actually quite nice condition, if I remember rightly. Oh, this is on a... I don't think this is English. This is on the Vogue label. And it's on Polydor, wasn't it, in the UK? It's either on Polydor or Epic in the UK. So that's a strange one. French, like this. Oops. Does need a clean. Like a super trooper, let's it gonna bite me. Then there's this one, which is a really, really strange album. It's on MFP, which was like a budget label in the UK. And it's the Sweet and the Pipkins. Now, if you live in America, you'll never ever heard of the Pipkins. They were sort of like a one-hit wonder band. And you might have heard of the Sweet, but the songs that are on here are actually before they was famous, I think. I think they were from when they was signed to EMI on Parlophone. The Sweet, you've got The Lollipop Man, Time, All You'll Ever Get From Me, The Juicer, Get Online, and Mr. McGallagher. The Pipkins is Gimme That Ding, Gimme That, Gimme That, Gimme that, Gimme That Ding, Gimme That, Gimme That, Gimme That Ding, Gimme That, Gimme that, Gimme That Ding. And I think that was the only hit they ever had. Yak to Yak, The People That You Wanna Phone You. Never heard of it. My Baby Loves Loving, Busy Line, and Sunny Honey Girl. So that is the track listing. But if I remember rightly, these songs by the Sweet are actually quite hard to get. So there was that one. Compilation of the Everly Brothers called Love Hurts. Love the Everly Brothers. They were one of my mum's favourite bands. My mum still with us, don't get me wrong. So, but Sunday in our house when I was growing up was always music day, so either be the radio on or it'd be the records playing. So you got All I Have to Do Is Dream, Till I Kissed You, So Sad, Let It Be Me, fantastic song, Problems, Love of My Life, No One Can Make My Sunshine Smile, Devoted to You, Take a Message to Mary, When Will I Be Loved. So you get 20 songs on this on a single LP. Side 2 is Love Hurts, Walk Right Back, Memories are made of This, Like Strangers, Brand New Heartache, Since You Broke My Heart, Love Is Strange, Wings did a version of that, didn't they? Crying in the Rain, Donna Donna and Kathy's Clan. K-Tel Records, 1984. Brilliant. Then I got this chap was really big in the early 1980s, Paul Young. And this is probably one that no parallels. It contains Come Back and Stay, Love of the Common People, and Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home. So you got Come Back and Stay, Love Will Tear Us Apart, yeah. Love will tear us apart again. Wherever I Lay My Hat, Come Karma, No Paralyze. Side 2 is Love of the Common People, Oh Woman, Iron Out the Rough Spots, Broken Man, Tender Trap, and Sex. Like I say, really big in the early 80s. He did have a few like hits, a couple of number ones. He did make a few albums. I think he's more into sort of like country rock now, if I remember rightly. Then we've got this one from Motown with Love, 28 classic Motown love songs. So this is a double album. So you've got things like Let's Get It On, Touch Me in the Morning, I'll Be There, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, Three Times a Lady, When You're Young and in Love, The Tracks of My Tears, Baby Love, It Takes Two, Reach Out, I'll Be There, For Once in My Life, This Old Heart of Mine, My Guy, Treat Her Like a Lady. That's not all the songs, by the way, so that is the track listing on that. A double album. Again on K-Tel, but done through Motown. Then there's this one. I've never ever heard of this record. Thank God It's Friday, original motion picture soundtrack, including songs by Diana Ross, Love and Kisses, Cameo, DC LaRue, Sunshine, Natural Juices, Donna Summer, The Commodores, Thelma Houston, Patty Brooks, Wright Brothers and Flying Machines. And this is actually, it's a double album, but then you get, it says special 2 record set with bonus 12-inch single. Never heard of the film. So I don't know if it's any good or not. Don't even know what label it's on. Shall we have a quick look, see what the label is? This is the bonus 12-inch single. Yeah, it's definitely 1970s American disco film, isn't it, by the looks of it? Oh, well, that's a white label on that side. Original motion picture soundtrack, Thank God It's Friday. Donna Summer. Jetem. That's strange. Casablanca Records. So that's, like I say, strange one. Don't know if it's worth anything, probably not. Then I got this one, Joe Cocker. I haven't actually got any proper Joe Cocker LPs in my collection. I've got like him on greatest hits things, and you know, things like that. And I didn't realise, but when I picked this up I didn't realise this got all water damage on it. So I'm not quite sure when this was made. I did have a look at the label, and you know, the label and everything was alright. I think it's on Capital. Yeah, Capital. And it's just called Cocker. From 1985. Does need a clean though, but it's on the Rainbow Capital label. So the record is actually in really, really nice condition. Looking at that, I don't think I've ever heard of any of the songs on it though, but you know, this is the joy of being a record collector. Sometimes if you see records and they're not going to cost you the earth to get them, even if it's by people that you haven't heard of, sometimes you take a punt, don't you, and just buy them. But I do like Joe Cocker. You know, he was a very, very talented singer. Then there's this one. If you live in America, you might not have heard of this band. It's a band called Haircut 100, and again, they were quite big in the early 80s, and this is called Pelican West. A bit of a sort of like manufactured band in a lot of ways, sort of like aimed at student, sort of like people. Nick Haywood was in this. He went on to have quite a good solo career. So on this you've got Favourite Shirts, Boy Meets Girls, Love Plus One. They were massive hits, weren't they? Lemon Fire Bridge, Marine Boy, Milk Firm, King Size, Side 2 Fantastic Day, which was another hit, Baked Beans, Showgirl, Love Got Me in Triangles, Surprise Me Again, Calling Captain Autumn. Little bit of water damage there, I think. But these were like really, really big at one time. Oh, that's a nice label though. It's a nice label. This actually just needed a good clean. Love Plus One. Is that Boy Meets Girl? Can I remember? Very, very like poppy sort of like outfit. Well, actually quite good thinking about it. They did have some nice hits, you know. Again, I think there's only Nick Haywood that's still in the music business, but I could be wrong. Then there's this one, The Hits of the Beach Boys, but this is performed by a band called A Taste of Honey on Fontana, Special Fontana. So on there you've got Help Me Wonder, Sloop John B, Then I Kissed Her, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Do It Again, Darling, California Girls, Barbara Van, Barbara Van, You're So Good to Me, Fun, 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 God Only Knows even, and I Can Hear Music. And that's actually in nice condition. It is in nice condition, this. But I think this is the one that didn't even look like it's ever been played. Or very rarely played in Fontana. So there's that one. A couple more to go. Well, we're about halfway through, folks, to be honest. Then we've got, this is another band where if you live in America you might not have heard of them, Tipau. Carol Decker was the lead singer. I think she tried to do like a solo career. So you've got Heart and Soul, I Will Be With You, China in Your Hand, which was the big hit, Friends Like There, Sex Talk, side 2 is Bridge of Spies, Monkey House, Valentine, Thank You for Goodbye, You Gave Up, and China in Your Hand reprise. Again, I don't think this one had been played. It looks in really, really nice condition. You've got the words to all the songs there. I mean, later on, and you know, they did become sort of like a bit of a Mickey Take band sort of thing. You know, people loved to knock them, but in all honesty, they did actually have some good singles. Like I say, China in Your Hand was a massive hit in the UK and in most of Europe, I think. But yeah, you know, it's only in hindsight that you actually realise how good some of these bands were from the early 80s. Then we've got this one, Yaz, Wanted. course, her big hit was The Only Way Is Up, which is on this, and Stand Up For Your Love Rights. She's a bit of a strange sort of lady from what I can make out, because I think she was going out with a manager who was like a lot older than her at the time. I think that's right, could be wrong. So you've got The Only Way Is Up, Where Has All the Love Gone, Got to Share, Fine Time, Stand Up For Your Love Rights, Wanted on the Floor, Something Special, and Symphonic People, and Turn It Up. Again, I don't think this has been played that much by the looks of it. Very minimal play. Again, does need a good clean. When I was talking to the bloke at the charity shop, he said these had come in the past few days. Somebody just donated a vast collection, and they hadn't actually had time to go through them, so there was 5 boxes, and they just put 2 boxes out today. Cliff Richard and the Shadows, Summer Holiday. Yeah, not everybody's cup of tea. Original 1960s pressing though. Mono. The film is actually quite good. I did watch the film. I think it was on near Christmas, and it was on BBC Two in the UK. Yeah, it's not got the greatest story to it, but it is quite funny in places. Like I say, Mono, it is on the original blue and black Columbia label. It did have a few hits in America, didn't it, Cliff Richard? But I don't think it was ever like as popular as what it was in the UK. When Cliff Richard first started out in the UK, it was actually billed as the English Elvis or the British Elvis, and he used to try and curl his lip up a bit like Elvis. It's still going now, apparently. I mean, I think he's in his 80s now, but yeah. I actually don't mind a little bit of Cliff Richard in the Shadows. I prefer Cliff Richard and the Shadows to Cliff Richard. Yeah, I think they've made some good films, and it was all fun. Later on in his career, he sort of like went a bit religious, didn't he? We're still having hits in the 80s and the 90s, to be honest. Mr. Welcome to the Real World. Another band that's I'd forgot about, to be honest. Their biggest hit was Take These Broken Wings. Take these broken wings. I can't remember if these were actually an English band or an American band. I think it was English, I'm not 100% sure. So that is the track listing on the back, which I'm going to start to do now just to make this a little bit quicker. Nice artwork, don't it? Hasn't got an inner sleeve, but it is on RCA label. And to be fair, for saying it hasn't got an inner sleeve, that doesn't look like it's ever been played. It really doesn't look like that's ever been played. Again, I don't really know what happened to him. They were, again, you know, they appeared on Top of the Pops and things like that back in the day. This is the one that I think is probably could be the like best one out of the bunch. Slade in Flame, and it's still got the hype sticker on which says including Far Far Away and How Does It Feel. I have got a copy of this, but it hasn't got that on it. The spine is okay. This was to a film, Slade in Flame, where Slade played a band called Flame. That was the name of the band in the film. Again, it's hard to see, but I remember watching it a few years ago, and it is actually quite a good film. Unfortunately, the only thing that sits down is somebody scribbled in it in the middle, but you don't play the cover, do you? Some cracking songs on this, and I do mean some cracking songs on it. It's sort of like a Slade at the peak, I'd say. Yeah, it's going to need a good clean, but it's on Polydor. Slade in Flame. Before I got this album, the one I've already got, not this one, I was actually looking on eBay, and these usually go for around £15 to £25. Although, like I say, that is in good condition. It's just, I mean, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody do that on the inside of a record? Can't understand. Unless they put the name on it and it's like, you know, somebody, a girlfriend's bought it for a boyfriend and they've split up or something. I don't know. But to me, I can understand people putting the name on it. I think that, you know, that is part of the history of the record. But that to me is, you know, it's pointless doing something like that. Godley and Cream, who were originally in 10cc, went on to have a few hits on their own. This was a massive hit in the UK, to be honest. Cry. You don't know what you do, da, da. You don't know. You don't know. Cry extended remix. Produced by Trevor Horn, Godley and Cream, and then the B-side is Love Bombs. I think this is on Polydor. Yeah. Again, doesn't look like it's been played, but does need a good clean. I think these have been in like somebody's loft. Really do. But it's strange because if they've all come from the same like collection, there was stuff like this, and then there was stuff like Andy Williams and is it Bert Kemp and things like that. Another one of Rod Stewart. Like this is his early stuff. So you got You Wear It Well, Gasoline Alley, I Know I'm Losing You, Pinball Wizard. I didn't even know I did a version of that. Every Picture Tells a Story, Amazing Grace, side 2. I'd Rather Go Blind, I Don't Want to Discuss It, That's Alright, An Old Raincoat Won't Ever Let You Down. I think that was the name of an album, wasn't it? Which is probably what this basically is, just rehashed. What's Made Malwiki Famous Has Made a Loser Out of Me, and Handbags and Glad Rags. The handbags and the glad rags, do 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 do. Pickwick Presents Contour. Again, doesn't look like it's ever been played. So I don't mind a little bit of Rod Stewart. I think he went a bit sort of like strange in the late 70s and early 80s. I think he's a bit more back down to earth again now. Like I say, he was a fantastic vocalist with the Faces. Then there's this one. I presume that in America and other parts of the world you have heard of a band called Culture Club. Boy George started off as a punk, and for a time he was actually in Bow Wow Wow, another punk band. This is 12 worldwide hits. This time it's called This Time, the first 4 years. So I'm not quite sure what the hits are on it. I'll try and have a look. On Virgin. Side 1, so you got Come a Chameleon, Come a Chameleon, Church of the Poisoned Mind, Miss Me Blind, never heard of that one. Time, Clock of the Heart, yeah, I've heard of that one. It's a Miracle, and Black Money. So let's see if we've heard of anyone on side 2. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Move Away, I'll Tumble For You, Love Is Love, and the War Song, and then Victims. War was stupid and people are stupid. Do, 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 do. I don't actually know if Culture Club are still going, so I know they're sort of like split up. Boy George sort of like had a bit of a solo career. Then he became a DJ, didn't he? And then the Culture Club did reform and did a few gigs a few years ago. Weren't really my cup of tea, to be honest, Culture Club. I think that they did do some really, really nice songs, don't get me wrong. At the time I absolutely hated Culture Club, I really did. Now, as with a lot of things, now I've got older, I can appreciate bands like this a hell of a lot more than what I did in the early 80s. He went a bit weird, didn't he? Boy George got into drugs and someone died in his house, didn't they? And then he became fascinated with being part of the Harry Krishna movement and stuff like that. But if you see him now, he has put a lot of weight on and he's got a beard, but you can still tell it's Boy George. And he's very, very down to earth now. Honestly, I've seen a few videos of him in interviews and stuff, and he is just like somebody you'd meet walking down the street, sort of thing. He sort of puts his makeup on though and things like that now and again. But yeah, brilliant voice though. In all honesty, brilliant voice. Very underrated band in one way, Culture Club, aren't they? Says he who never used to like them. Then I've got Dance Decade. I don't really know why I picked this one up, but this is a double album. It's featuring the Communards, Fine Young Cannibals, Soft Cell, Salt and Pepper, Donna Summer, The Cookie Crew, Bronski Beat, Cameo, ABC and Crush. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yes, Bananarama, James Brown, Cold Cut featuring Lisa Stansfield, Swing Out Sister, Run DMC, Kool and the Gang, Steve Silk Hurley, Animation, and many more. Dance hits of the 80s. Double album, I think. Yep. So, shall we go through the tracks and see how many of these we know? Right, side one, The Communards, Don't Leave Me This Way, fantastic song. Track 2 is Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, fantastic song. Actually, there is some really, really good songs on here, looking at it. Track 3 is The Fine Young Cannibals, Good Thing. Track 4 is Soft Cell, Tainted Love, Sometimes I Feel I've Got To. Track 5 is Swing Out Sister with Breakout. Track 6 is Bananarama, Love in the First Degree. Track 7 is Dollar with All Amor. Then track 8, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but I can remember when this was on Top of the Pops and I absolutely cracked up laughing when I saw this being performed on Top of the Pops. It's The Art of Noise featuring Tom Jones singing Prince's Kiss, and Tom Jones did a fantastic, you know, I'm not knocking Tom Jones, he did a fantastic version of it, but it just seems so weird, like Tom Jones, you think of Tom Jones from the 60s and 70s doing a song by Prince. But having said that, it is a fantastic song. Record 1 side 2, you got Yaz, The Only Way Is Up, Salt and Pepper, Push It, Ooh Baby Baby, Cookie Crew, Got to Keep On, Cold Cut featuring Lisa Stansfield, People Hold On, Crush, House Arrest, don't know that one, Steve Silk Hurley, Jack Your Body, Jack Your Body, The Fat Boys, Wipeout. Didn't they do that with the Beach Boys? Sure they did. Run DMC, Walk This Way, Walk This Way, Talk This Way. So record 2 side 1, you've got Donna Summer, She Works Hard for the Money, James Brown, Living in America, Cameo, Word Up, fantastic song, Kool and the Gang, Get Down on It, The Gap Band, Oops Upside Your Head, Gwen Guthrie, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Vent, going on but the Vent, Vent, not Vent, Was Not, Walk the Dinosaur, Junior, Mama used to say, take your time young man. Record 2 side 2, Bronski Beat, Small Town Boy, fantastic song. ABC, Poison Arrow, fantastic song. Shannon, Let the Music Play. Lip Sync, Funky Town, Doodaloo, Want You Take Me To Funky Town. Animation, Obsession. You're my obsession, you're my obsession. What would you want me to do to make me be with you? Great song, I forgot how good that song was. Visage, Night Train. Michael Sembello, Manic, and Irene Cara, Fame. Some really, really fantastic songs on that. I'm going to enjoy playing some of these. Then we've got the awards 1990, so this is like the Brit Awards. 30 nominated artists. Double album again. Gatefold sleeve. I'll run through these very, very quickly now. Record 1 side 1, you've got Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love, great song. Eurythmics, Revival. Gloria Estefan, Don't Wanna Lose You. Simply Red, You've Got It, I can't remember that one. Chris Rea, On the Road to Hell. We're on the road to hell. Bon Jovi, you listening to? Living in Sin, not Living on a Prayer, Living in Sin. Tina Turner, The Best, side 2, Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. Some cracking songs on this, aren't they? Shakespeare's Sister, Your History. Cliff Richard, The Best of Me. We were just on about Cliff Richard, weren't we? The Beautiful South, song for whoever. Oh Deborah, oh Mandy. Great song. Van Morrison, When God Shines His Light, with special guest star Cliff Richard. Yes, I can remember that one. Kate Bush, The Sensual World. Nigel Kennedy, Spring, from the Four Seasons. Michael Ball, Love Changes Everything. Love changes everything. Lisa Stansfield, All Around the World. Billy Manilli, Girl I'm Gonna Miss You. Yaz, Fine Time. Misha Paris, My One Temptation. Fine Young Cannibals, I'm Not the Man I Used to Be. Brilliant band, Fine Young Cannibals. Got a couple of their albums actually. Bobby Brown, My Prerogative. Donna Summer, I Don't Want to Get Hurt. Gypsy Kings, Bambalo, I think that is. Side 4 is Nina Cherry, Buffalo Stance. Erasure, You Surround Me. Paula Abdul, Straight Up. Della Soul, I Know, as in EYE. Prince, Party Man. That was to the Batman film, wasn't it? Cold Cut featuring Lisa Stansfield, People Hold On, and Black Box, Ride on Time. Again, some fantastic songs on that. I think we've got 2 or 3 more to go, and that's it. Another strange one. Motown presents The Last Dance, 20 Great Smooches from EMI. And that is actually done to look like a invitational ticket, and it's actually quite raised. So you've got, I'll go for every track, shall I? You got the Commodores, 3 Times a Lady. Diana Ross, All of My Life. Jackson 5, I'll Be There. Jimmy Ruffin, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted. Marvin Gaye, Abraham, Martin and John. Temptations, Just My Imagination. Diana Ross, Theme from Mahogany. Do You Know Where You're Going To? Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, You're All I Need to Get By. Junior Walker and the All Stars, What Does It Take to Win Your Love? Michael Jackson, Ben. Diana Ross, I'm Still Waiting. Stevie Wonder, My Sharia Moore. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, The Tracks of My Tears. Fantastic song. Four Tops, It's All in the Game. Gladys Knight and the Pips, Help Me Make It Through the Night. Jimmy Ruffin, Farewell Is a Lonely Sound. My late cousin Alan used to love that song. Michael Jackson, Got to Be There. Stevie Wonder, He's Mr. Know-It-All. He's Mr. Know-It-All. There's a man with a plan. Forgot how good that song was actually. Diana Ross and Marvin Gaye, You Have Everything, and the Commodores. Still, there's some fantastic songs on that actually. Is it on Motown? Or is it on EMI? Motown. Again, and I keep saying this, but that actually doesn't look like it's ever been played. Does it? Hey? Doesn't look like it's ever been played. Then we've got, talking of the Fine Young Cannibals, we've got a 12-inch single of She Drives Me Crazy. Doo-doo. And the B-side is Pull the Sucker Off. Very, very underrated band in a lot of ways. It's 2 of the members of this was out of the Beat, or the English Beat as they're called in America. Cracking song. I love that song. And Johnny, we're sorry, won't you come on home? I worry, what is wrong with my life? I must get drunk every night. Johnny. And then finally we've got the Most Collection Volume 2. Most Collection means Mickey Most, who was a famous producer in the 50s, 60s and early 70s. Original artists, and there's actually some quite hard to get records or songs on this album on the MFP label. So you've got Tom Tom Turnaround, New World. Oh You Pretty Things, Peter Noon, out of Herman's Hermits. The Boat That I Row, Lulu. Love Is Life, Hot Chocolate. If I Could, Julie Felix, although it's another word. There's a Kind of Hush All Over the World, Herman's Hermits. Rose Garden, New World. Walnut Will, Peter Noon. Me the Peaceful Heart, Lulu. You Could Have Been a Lady, Hot Chocolate. Heaven Is Here, Julie Felix, and My Sentimental Friend, Herman's Hermits. On the MFP label. made in Holland. So it's a Dutch press, that one, not English, Dutch. Again, not in a record sleeve, but it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. So I don't know where these records have been. It just seems a very, very strange sort of collection. So that is all the records there. So there's 28 albums. 28 albums there. We count an album if the 12 inches of album, so it's 28 records, right? But although that's saying that some of them are doubles and there's one that's like a triple, isn't it? They were 25 pence each, 4 for £1. It came to £7, and I just gave the bloke behind the counter 10, and he goes, "Don't you want your change?" He says, "No, put it in the box." While I was in there though, I must admit, because I did, when I went in, I said to the chap behind the counter, "Have you got any records?" He says, "Yeah, there's some that's just coming down there." And I did say, "How much are they?" He says, 25 pence, or me use 25p. So when I got to the counter, I says, "There's 28 there," so we did count them. And then this other bloke came in, who I think worked there, don't get me wrong, and he said to the chap, he says, "Why have you charged them that? They're £1 each." And I just says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I was told 25p. And the bloke who was serving me goes, "They are the 25 pence. Technically notice of him, the 25 pence. So, like I say, £7 for them, although I did give him a tenner. But it did cause a bit of friction between these two blokes. Because at one point I said, "We'll just fucking keep them." But I'm glad that I haven't. So that is it. That is my little finds from my local charity shop, which I'm going to start going in a little bit more now. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't think there's anything that is actually mega rare, but there's some there that are quite interesting, that are on labels that I've never seen before and things like that, and I think once I've cleaned them they will all be okay. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing, by the way, because don't forget, everyone knows Dave, and you know Beatle Dave. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, just think about subscribing. A quick shout out to my mate Beatle Brad. I hope you don't mind me saying this, mate, but Beatle Brad isn't very well at the minute, so you know, I'm just going to wish him a speedy recovery. He's a brilliant bloke. Just check his channel out. You know, I hope you get well soon, mate, and I hope that has put a smile on your face, especially me singing Motown songs. So until the next time, it's love and peace to everybody. Thank you to everybody that's subscribing. Leave me comments and leave me likes. You know, you are the Beatle Dave. You are my world in one way. You know, without you this channel wouldn't be here, and I'm just here to entertain you, and I hope that has entertained you. Just proves what you can actually find. You know, the last few times I've been in charity shops, I've been looking at the records, they've been absolutely crap, to be honest, and they wanted like £4 or £5 each for them, but I got all them for £7, although I did let them keep the £3 change. So that's my good deed for the day, and just to prove it, look, see that? British Cancer Research UK. So not only have I helped myself to some nice records, I've helped charity as well, so that's nice, isn't it? So I'm going to love you and leave you, folks. Once again, thank you for watching my video and putting up with me, and if you've got to the end of this one, well done, you need a medal. If you've got any comments on those records, yes, I know they haven't been cleaned, but I haven't played any of them yet either, but I think that they will all clean up okay. Nothing I've seen there looks, you know, absolutely like it's going to be put in the bin, put like that, so I think I've done okay. So until the next time, I love you all. Cheers, and thank you everybody. Keep on rocking.